spending the next, I don't know, next week or a couple of days to start sitting down with people to begin building their characters.
Yes, so now that we have concluded Food Fight and you guys got to see a large sample of how everything goes, minus obviously abridging some things just for simplicity's sake, this is the opportunity where you guys can talk amongst yourselves which roles you're interested in playing in the main campaign. Just to toss initial ideas out, and if you guys want to have any initial relationships with each other. Because this is important stuff to kind of foundation on, and lets me know what sort of gatherings I want to have for you guys, whether I want partners if you guys want to be with a particular person for some reason, or you're all in a group together by some circumstance. So this is your guys' time to chat. I have done enough GMing, talking. I'm going into listen mode, except if you have any questions.
Does anyone feel like, hey, whatever I played did not fit me at all?
That's actually a good question. I feel like I feel like I fit the face. Just there wasn't any face moments except for trying to go to a concert with Veronica.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I feel like I'd probably be someone that's either ex-corporate or is sort of current corporate and is starting to delve into how to organize this shadow jog, as it were.
Nice.
Shadow
Whether-
Power Walk.
There you go. So I think it'd be someone not really combat oriented, but maybe there's some magic in there. That's how I see it.
Cool.
So, here's something I can chip in, is some of the playstyles you guys didn't see is in the start of the core rulebook, and in fact, because, let's see, I wonder if I can do it. There's a page in the beginning of the core rulebook that has some very general archetypes of some of the main roles that fill in Shadowrun. So if I can... Oh yeah, I could do this easy. Let's just do this. Let's zoom in a bit, and then let's do a screen cap, because that'll get me a nice frame to go with. Let's see, and I'm just going to put this directly in the scene so you guys can see it. Back to that, back to that, back to that. I'll take you to the text page here. Okay, so coming at you guys now. These are the general archetypes that make up Shadowrun.
Is this on Discord that you're sending this over?
Negative, it is on the Roll20.
Oh my god. There's too many things.
We can't see it.
No, you're right. Bam.
GM rail.
Ah.
There we go. Let's get rid of this box.
Oh my god.
So, these are kind of the 6 generic simple archetypes that go into the game. So the face, they're the talky person. They're good at socializing. They're good at convincing people to their side in one way, shape, or form. You got your spellcaster, which can come in multiple flavors. They can be good at actually casting spells, and they can even specialize what kind of spells they're good at. They can also be summoners, where they can summon spirits and basically have them be attack dogs, because it's great. Or they can be enchanters, basically create magical objects, turn them into talismans, and hand them out to do all sorts of magical things.
But one thing with the summoners, it's if you spend enough points, you can technically summon a god from your totem. You probably die trying, but you'll summon a god.
You can absolutely try.
That seems like a good finale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So,
Exploded into a black pool, but hey, dove god. Or crocodile
so
god.
by the way, the Miss Smith was the face roll, and that was 4. And then as for the spellcaster, that was Coydog with Kikka. Then after that, you've got the Decker, which was Gentry, played by Speedy. And obviously, he's a cyber deck to do all sorts of cool things, and we didn't get to see half of what he does, really.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another version of it called a Technomancer. Imagine this as a spellcaster version of a hacker. What he does is he himself is the cyberdeck, and he can create digital sprites out of thin air in the virtual reality that can go basically do stuff for him. And then you guys saw LZT play the rigger. Their job is the getaway driver or the drone flyer. And they can be combat drones, they can be recon drones, he can just be a damn good driver, however he wants to play the rigger.
Or all of the above.
Finally, our humble host Bub, who is not so humbly chopping people in half as the Street Samurai. And there are
humble about it. I'm just
chopping a dude in half, yeah. Sure. So, and there's so many ways you can combine each of these. You can be a face who does magic about their stuff, or they can use augmentations instead. Street Samurai can focus on being big trolls that just soak damage, or they can be really good with weapons. And they can even do like ninja flips and kicks off stuff if they have good gymnastic skills, for example. And then you could be a combination spellcaster / sniper. There's so many ways you can hybrid up your class in this game because there's no class system. And these are just the most common ways to play the game, and that's without going into physical adepts who augment their physical capabilities to punch holes in people, which is great. And all sorts of fun jazz like that.
I think that I enjoyed the Street Samurai. I enjoyed that a lot, but
Yeah.
I don't think I would have played Sledge. I think I would have had something a little different.
My last Street Samurai that I played was a sniper, and he basically specialized in, killing people at a distance. But if he had to get up close and everything, he had a chameleon suit, basically a cloaking suit. So he was pretty dangerous close up as well, but not with like melee weapons. But he was a weapons expert. So there's the other way to play it, I guess. If you want to go extreme the other way.
Sure.
Yeah, you can be like a human who's really good with guns. That's one option.
Yeah, I personally, it took me a while to get a grasp on like how the hacking and stuff in the Matrix works, but I like the Decker. I like the hacking aspect of it, and I think I'd be happy to continue playing something like that. Although I probably wouldn't play an edgelord, although it was fun playing the edgelord a little bit. But we'll see. But I do think I would stick with a hacker probably. Thinking probably someone young, a little bit cocky, but also just like friendly and nice enough that like you can't help but like him a little bit.
So Speedy's feeling the hacker role. Anybody got any objections to that? Anybody else really want to try hacking?
You can mix them, right? Like you don't just have to be just a Street Samurai or just a hacker. So yeah, I'm totally okay with that. I think that it feels almost fitting. I think he did really, really well in that situation, so I'm not opposed to it at all.
All right, so I will jot Speedy down as the hacker. So, by the way, again, we don't have to do the actual, we don't have to have a face, we don't have to have a Street Sam, we don't have to have a mage, but obviously the more diverse the mage, the more awesome it is.
All riggers, and it's like, okay. We gotta blow up buildings.
If you guys
all summoners, let's summon the same god.
If you guys are that desperate, then yeah, you could technically do that.
That's a good idea.
Let's all be face and never have combat ever again. Sorry about if you've planned any like dungeons or anything already.
Yeah. Well, just throw away everything. Just make it all.
We're not even technically sinners. We just have real sin numbers, and that's how we roll because we never do anything technically illegal.
At that point, you're not even Shadowrunners. You're just goody two shoes.
No, we're not Shadowrunners. We're walking in the shade. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, if nobody has any opposition to it, I'd like to opt into Street Samurai, potentially leading into another.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I want to be a spellcaster again.
All right. We're all playing the same class we did.
Yeah,
which
I don't
makes sense. I mean, most of you did choose like which class you wanted to play I didn't. I got the one that was left over because I didn't respond in time, which I'm fine with because I really like the Decker.
Yeah, I don't mind the rigger at all whatsoever. I've not played. I only played rigger like 3 or 4 times before this, so I don't mind getting more into it.
I mean, if you really want to be a rigger, then absolutely. See, both of my teams that I run on Saturdays, like on my home games, neither of them have riggers, and one of them is a 6-person game. It's 2 hackers, a magician face adept person, and then a physical adept who kicks holes in people.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. It's viv. And of course, I have a gunner with like big orc legs. An orc with big chrome legs. It is great. She skates everywhere.
I want to play the rigger, but I also really want to play a street samurai again. But no rigger isn't a complete, it's like, okay, we don't have drones compared to a street samurai. Okay, we don't have any muscle. We're screwed.
You guys can play any dadgum way you want.
I might go for another street samurai. I'm not sure yet.
Right.
Sure. And but would you be more of like a gun expert kind of person, or would you kind of mix magic or augmentations?
I honestly don't think I would use much in the way of guns. I feel like I've got a character concept that I'm kind of kicking around in my head, and I don't know if he would use a lot of guns. I feel like if he had to do anything at ranged, it would be grenades.
Grenades,
and then going just straight melee, like charge in.
Would he be a troll?
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh.
Would it be called something like Bubba?
Bub, you would actually be my first troll because nobody goes for troll. I don't know why.
I honestly, I kind of want to play like I don't know what the schooling system is like, but I kind of want to play like your typical high school student with really shitty story where he was like a quarterback or like something fitting like that, and then life happened.
And
one bad day.
Beat up.
It's just like one bad day, and I was on like the football team or like the rugby team or whatever was a popular sport at the time, and one bad
Urban
day,
Brawl.
yeah, one bad day took me into Shadowrunning, and now here I am.
I imagine that Speedy was the nerd that you beat up, and then Speedy hacked your account and took like 5,000 Nuyen from you, and like, what the fuck?
That's exactly what happened.
It's actually pretty good. I should probably hire him, as long as you give me my freaking money back. But Bob, I'd be down for like playing a weapons guy if you want to do melee stuff.
Totally.
That'd be cool. Like diversifying the street samurai so we don't play identical characters.
Sure.
So LZT be Shooty Sam, and then Bub would be Smashy Sam.
Yep.
Yes.
And by the way, there are plenty of melee weapons you can go for, ranging from glowy katanas to shock gloves. You can do a shock glove that shocks the crap out of people. You can do. I know there's an axe. Axes are big things.
What's with the priorities, by the way?
Oh, you want to dig in? You want to dig into priorities?
I don't know what they are.
Well, through the magical power of having the rulebook open and taking a screenshot, I can give you guys an early sample of what to expect for character creation, because this will be the bedrock upon which the foundation of your character shall be made, is this priority table. So allow me to post it inside of Roll20. One moment.
Maybe I'll sit down with my viewers over the next couple of days so we can sort of dream up a backstory for this character.
Yeah, that's what I do as well.
Well, people already posted great stuff. I saw someone do. Where was it? I just saw something amazing in the chat. Randall the Spear Troll.
Yeah, but that's what I did with my last 2 D&D characters. I ended up with a South African gnome rogue, where he was talking like this all the time, so he's Afrikaans, so he's from South Africa. And then we ended up with like a tiefling sorcerer wizard combo thing that talks like a Khajiit, because that's what chat wanted apparently.
Sure.
Amazing.
Right. Okay,
also, I just read meta type as meat type, and it still made sense.
Mystery. Purple Fluffy.
Purple, liquid.
Yep.
All right, so before you guys, if you want to go ahead and get a nice view on that there, Bub.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is the foundation here. How this game's character creation works is through this priority tables. So you'll notice the letter grades on the left, and this is the quality of a particular column. So, for example, a priority metatype gets you access to several of the races, including that number, which is special attribute points. And those special attribute points can go between edge and magic, if you're being a magical character. Then, obviously, like, A priority attributes is 24 points in attributes. So that's where you can split it up between body, reaction, intuition, etc. Now, like I said, each letter represents that particular row of quality for the column. But in the traditional priority system, you pick one letter grade per column. So, for example, you could pick A in resources, but then you can't pick A of anything else. Then you could pick B in skills to get 36 additional regular points and 5 skill group points. But then that B is no longer choosable. Okay. And that's how normal priority works. In one of the expanded books, known as Run Faster, they came up with a sum to 10 system, where each of the letter grades is a point value. So A is 4 points, B is 3 points, C is 2 points, D is 1, and E is 0. And essentially, you're summing up to 10 points. So you could do like 2A and then like 2D, for example, right, with sum to 10.
So like you can't, yeah, it's mix and match because you can't be super rich, super strong, and super magical. You have to kind of choose.
With all the cyberware.
Yeah, with all the cyberware.
Sure.
Oh, by the way, Kikka, if you're gonna play a caster, and for everyone else, for like reference, the more cyberware you have, the more cool stuff you have, the less spirit you have, because it takes away from your body and replaces it with mechanical stuff, and it hurts your spirit. So
yeah, that's something I definitely skipped. So there's a stat in the game called essence, and the more chrome you take, the less essence, the less spiritual you are. So Hardpoint and Sledge, they have crap essence. It starts at 6, but they just put on so much chrome on their bodies that they feel way less. They may feel less sympathetic, more professional, just stone pan dead. And it does affect certain roles. Like, for example, if Kikka wanted to heal them, she takes penalties because she's trying to stitch together like wounds with this unnatural metal that's attached to their bodies. So it makes it harder for her to patch their bodies back together. And you don't want to go to 0 essence, because 0 essence turns you into a cyber zombie.
Yeah, bad stuff happens. But do you take more magic damage if you have low essence, or did they change that? Because I remember they used to be essence had an effect on rolls in 3rd edition, but I don't know how it is in 5th.
I don't think they affect magic except for like very certain ones. It definitely affects healing magic for sure. And I think there's like certain resistance magic type things. Because I know Essence sort of affects resistance in some cases, but Essence isn't utilized all too much.
Okay.
Except in terms of healing.
Yeah, because, for example, if Hardpoint lost a leg, he cannot replace that leg with a cyber leg, because then it would put him under 0 essence and he would become a cyber zombie. He'd have to manage without a leg.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, he's already got, like, his entire freaking head is basically chrome.
Yeah, he's got 0.98 essence left.
Yeah.
It starts at 6.
Yeah, I really miss ocular drones though. Ocular drones is basically you go click and take your eye out and go throw it off and see.
Oh, those eyeballs do exist. You can get the eyeballs you pop out, and there's even ones that have little roto helicopters in it. So
oh, sweet! So it's like your eye is a golden snitch.
It flies away like a golden snitch.
Yeah, ocular drones, they're really cool. I remember we had an adventure. It was like a spirit insect hive under Seattle, and we had to go in and find something there. And we didn't want to wander around all the spirits, so I just sent down an ocular drone, and we kind of figured it out.
Wait, wasn't that was like Shadowrun Returns? That was the primary goal of that game, Shadowrun Returns.
The spirit animal thing?
No, the insects under Seattle.
Oh yeah. It's
right, yeah.
Pretty big part.
Horrible bug spirits.
Yeah, there's a big part of Seattle that you don't go into because it's all spirits, and they're big giant roaches, like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, they're fucking awful.
They are.
They don't die.
Can they talk?
They have a method of communication, from my understanding, but you don't speak their language.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like you just wander around the wrong corner in Seattle and there's just like a giant ass cockroach sitting on a bench and it's just like, sup.
No, no matter what you pour into it, after you technically kill it, it comes back after so many turns.
It's not a spiritual roach, my neighbor Totoro. That's not what it is.
Yeah. Hey, they nuked the city because of those. That's how serious they are.
Yeah.
Chicago
don't kill roaches. There's your first mistake.
There you go. So, coming back to discussion, Kikka, you're pretty hard set on being a mage kind of character?
Yep.
Okay, so I guess we'll lock you in for the mage, and we can figure out what kind of mage you want to be, because there's all kinds of mage types you can be. It's cool. So, that leaves us without a face, but again, we do not have to have a face. We can roll without one.
I'm kind of going for maybe a mix of face and summoner, maybe.
You can totally do that.
So what is the role of the face again? Keep me informed here. I feel like I'm missing out on the face.
Diplomacy, talking to people.
Yeah, the face is the face of the team. They speak to the Johnsons.
I get deals.
The Mr. Johnsons are the anonymous job givers in the game, so the faces would go to them. They'd strike a deal. They'd say, "Hey, pay me X amount of money. We'll do the job for you," and they can go and. There's social runs in this game. Maybe you're trying to get into a party. You could if you wanted. You can make extra stats. If you get enough points, you can put extra stats into charisma skills, and you can just be a kind of a secondary face. Because it's so freeform where you can put your
some
points.
charisma as well.
When I played with my last group 10 years ago, we had a face that was it was part of the team, but not really shadowrunning as much. It was contact. We could send it to meetings with AREs and Ask Technology and all that stuff, and they could go in because they had a genuine SIN number that wasn't suspected of anything. They didn't have a fake one, so they're basically the way we played it. We had a legit face. It was completely legal.
And there is one other amazing thing about this game is this is one of the highlights of Shadowrun over something like D&D or Pathfinder, and that's contacts. Your characters know people. These people know things. They can get you things. They can help you do things. You can call them to help you in fights, or they can get you stuff you want, or they can get you favors to go into someplace. It turns Shadowrun from kind of a dungeon crawler just with a different coat of paint into more of an open world sandbox in this fashion. And that's one of the other main roles of the face, is they are so good at talking to people, they built up their own network of contacts that can help them do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I think Hardpoint has 3 contacts, and our face had 15, and by the end of our, just
that's nuts.
It was okay, we have good contacts, rating 3 contacts with all 10 all of the big 10 corporations. It's okay, we have a problem with this corporation. It's fine. We know someone who works there. Our face will take care of it.
And those contacts are made in collaboration with me, because you're injecting how they know you, how they help you, what their role is with you, and then you're giving me some tidbits to flesh out their personality. And I guess I kind of fill in the rest, because I obviously play as them.
Okay. Well, I feel like we've mostly discovered what we want to do. Mostly. I don't have any more questions right now. Anybody else?
No.
Okay. Kikka, any questions? Speedy, any questions?
I'm good.
I think that's going to round us out for our night then. This was actually a lot of fun. I've got no words for it, man. It's my first day back after a week being bedridden, so I'm trying to bounce back and find my vibe for the stream. But yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight. It was really cool, and I look forward to rolling my character. I think that's where I'm going to vibe most with it, is when it comes to the creation of my monstrosity, whatever it happens to be.
Oh, you're gonna have a good time. Just everybody, before we go, to get you start getting those creative gears turning, 3 questions that you got to ask your characters as you make them. First question is, what do they want, and why can't they have it? 2 is, why are they a Shadowrunner? How did they end up doing illegal work for money? Are they forced to do it? Do they want to do it? Are they trying to pay off some debt? There's lots of ways we could flavor it. And then the third is, why are they in the city of Seattle, which is where our game is going to be based?
Okay.
And can you post that, or did you already post that into the Discord DMs?
Yeah, I'm gonna need that written down. It's 5:20 a.m. I'm not at 100% right now.
Maybe you can post it in the Discord that we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and copy that down there.
Just a huge Seahawks fan.
Actually, from Gentry's background, I believe that the biggest sports team is the Seattle Scorpions, the urban brawl team.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
Seattle Scorpions. Urban Brawl's great.
Used to play.
He was a player.
Gentry was pretty big in the urban brawl world. And by that I mean he was a fill-in on a feeder team, but he wouldn't tell you that.
That's good. That's good. The only thing that it told me in my background is, it didn't actually. I don't remember reading anything about Miss Myth, but it told me that I was really good friends with Hardpoint. That Coydog, not really ever sure about, but she seems to always pull her weight on every mission. And Gentry he's kind of a dick. He gets things done, but you don't really like him that much because he talks down to you so often.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's
mine
human,
didn't say
automatically.
Yeah, mine didn't say that Gentry talks to you like a dick, but all it said was what he thinks of you is like, you're what he would expect an orc to be.
Oh,
God.
Wow.
Perfect. All right, guys, that's going to summarize tonight's events. I hope that you had a great time. You can find all of our casters. LZT is at LimaZuluTango. We have Gentry, also known as Speedy. At NotSoSpeedRuns, we have Kikka, which she said that she doesn't really stream a whole lot more, but you can find her on a ton of other casts. And then 4, which I'm not actually sure of 4's schedule anymore.
It changed a lot, but now I'm back to just doing a mouse guard game with my community every Tuesday.
Good. Well, there is OnTheForeFronts. Guys, this is going to be our event next Monday. I will be rolling my character live on stream, and then we'll be hopping back into our one-shot with VO, Libra LeBron, and crew. That's going to be wrapping up that Monday, but the 11th will be our official start date for this game. So, I'm super excited to see this and fill it out for everything that it is. My body is ready, or at least I hope it's going to be ready by this event. And that's going to be it for the night, guys. Let's find someone to host. If you have any questions or concerns, fire them away at the casters. This is your chance.
Yeah, do them because they're awesome people. Do that. Go. And Bub, thank you for inviting me to GM on the show. It has been a blast hosting you guys, and I cannot wait to start the campaign with y'all. And I can't wait to roll out your character. I'm curious to see what you're going to come up with.
Yeah, and thank you, Bob, for not hating me for bugging you for 9 months to play Shadowrun. Hey, you read the book yet? Hey, if you ever run a Shadowrun game, I know I'm 9 hours ahead of you, but I really want to play.
This is my life. People are constantly heckling me about something.
By the way, we started this at 1:30 a.m. for me. It's now 5:23 and it's bright outside.
Oh no!
Sleep.
I'm sorry, but hey,
you chose to do this.
I know.
You got your game, right?
I can set my own hours.
You got your game. Let's see.
Misfortune, thank you for DMing. It was a really awesome game.
This was really
you
good.
Did fantastic.
I was really surprised when I was like, oh my god, he's brought sound effects. This is amazing.
Yeah. I was like, that's Roll20 DMing like I've never seen. Like, everyone on Twitch that I know is just like, I don't have time for any of that.
Oh, I just had to crack open the box. I'm new to doing Roll20. I've done so many real-world games, so this was fresh, and I had to go all out. I had to. I couldn't resist.
You did it.
Yay.
I am so glad that I'm not GMing, because I've been playing... I've been playing role-playing games for 15 years, and 14 and a half of those years I've been stuck GMing.
That's my life.
I finally get to play again. Yeah, it's just I'm finally back to actually playing, and it's so
I know your pain, LZT. I still can't get a game to play myself.
3.5, Pathfinder, 5th edition, Call of Cthulhu, World of Darkness.
Give me Shadowrun! Give it to me. Alright, but yeah, Bub, thank you so much for inviting me. This was a lot of fun, you guys. Thank you.
Well, I wanted to host my artist, but he has a black screen right now, so instead, I'm going to host Vio. Thank you guys for everything. We'll see you cats tomorrow. Tomorrow should be Blades in the Dark with Panic and the Astropub, Liz, and Embercat. So we'll see you guys then. Peace. I'm out of here.
See you guys.